A few months ago, I made a video analyzing the pay-to-win aspects of Escape from Tarkov. In it, I determined that while there were definitely elements that verged on pay-to-win, or were pay-to-win by definition, the overall advantages that they provided were negligible. And that video was an absolute success. Basically everyone who watched it agreed. However, a couple of people had some counterpoints. So, at the start of this wipe, I played Escape from Tarkov using a standard account to put my theories to the test, and in many ways, I was right, and in a few others, I was oh so incredibly wrong. This isn't going to be a complete retraction. My opinions on things such as the 5 skill boosts you get with Unheard, bonus fence rep, and the starting weapons remain the same. I think they overall still have a negligible impact on progression. The Standard Edition's stash is tiny, and playing stash Tetris every time you have something to unload is frustrating and time-consuming, and I completely understand why people hate the tiny stash. That being said, I still don't think it's fair to call stash lines, or the bonus cases you get with other editions, a pay-to-win advantage. However, I will say that stash upgrades in the hideout are so damn expensive that they make California's real estate market look affordable by comparison. Seriously, to go from a standard stash to a level 4 stash in the hideout, I think it costs about 44 million rubles in currency alone. That's not even counting all the items you have to find or buy off the flea market. 44 million rubles in raw currency. 44 million is a tad silly, especially since anyone who can make that already has an upgraded version of Escape from Tarkov. Which also, I'm gonna ask the question, where the hell is this money going? Your PMC already has to either find or buy all the items that go into the construction of the stash upgrade itself. Is he paying a team of scavs to come in and build it? What fucking experts cost 44 million rubles? At that cost, the game practically bullies you into buying it with real money, which sucks. Stash lines and cases aren't pay to win, but holy hell, the price of upgrading your stash should come down. That's insane. Now, on to the matter where I was so profoundly wrong that it's silly, and that is trader rep. I made that last video with the assumption that if you are grinding quests, you will meet the rep requirement before you meet the level requirement for a new trader tier. Therefore, I didn't think the bonus rep would have that much of an impact. Unfortunately, dumbass of the past here forgot about this lovely little thing called RNG. Cool, you have grinded to level 14 through other quests and PvP. Unfortunately, you still haven't found a gas analyzer since for some reason they're rarer than plutonium, and your rep with Therapist remains terrible. No tier 2 for you. Getting softlocked because you can't find a random item is frustrating even if you have Edge of Darkness, but if you are a standard account gamer, it is crippling. With a standard account, you are stuck with the Alpha Container, and the Alpha Container is not good. It can hold a CMS kit, a painkiller, and one other item that you deem important. It's simply not enough. The Beta Container is an expensive but very, very helpful upgrade because those 2 extra slots come in handy, but again, it's just still not enough. As a standard account, what you really need is the Epsilon Container. Sure, it's smaller than the Gamma Container that Edge of Darkness and Unheard have, but only by 1 slot, so it puts you on pretty equal footing with them. Unfortunately, to get it, you need to grind to the end of Punisher, which is a fairly long quest line. Even if you hard focus on Proper and only do tasks for him that will get you to the Epsilon Container, it still takes a while. That being said, the Epsilon Container is so useful that it's worth almost entirely disregarding every other trader just to get it. This of course means that you don't get rep for other traders, meaning that you don't get better loyalty levels and a lot of gear is not available to you. This is what happened to me. I focused so hard on Proper because I basically needed the Epsilon Container and disregarded other traders. So now my Jaeger is loyalty level 1 and my Peacekeeper is only loyalty level 2. If I had the rep boost, both of these traders would be loyalty level 3 right now. Now let's talk about Punisher itself. Overall, the questline isn't that bad. It's fine, with the major exception of Punisher Part 4. Punisher Part 4 forces you to go to a place worse than hell itself. That's right, you don't want to be at a disadvantage to other players because of your smaller secure container? Go to Lighthouse, the worst map in the game's history. Unironically, this map is so poorly designed that I think it should be completely removed, or at least not have any quests on it until it is completely reworked. It's so impressively bad that there is no silver lining. Typically when BSG adds something, even if it's bad, there's a little bit of good that you can pull from it, or maybe they can iron it into something better. With Lighthouse, there is nothing for me to defend here. It's just... it sucks, dude. But if you want the Epsilon Container, you have to go here. This quest used to be on Shoreline. It was fine on Shoreline. Why did they feel the need to put it here? They put a PvP quest on a map that is infamous for having the worst PvP. Incredible work, everybody. This was the point where my patience was tested to the extreme. It took God knows how many raids for me to get the PvP kills on Lighthouse. I had such a bad time doing this quest that it soured the rest of the Punisher questline. Punisher Part 5 is fine. Punisher Part 6 is fun. I love the SVD. But after I finally completed it, I was so over the game that I took the quick extract because I didn't want to play anymore. I think ultimately the big issue with the secure container and trader rep is it forces you to pursue quests constantly. With upgraded editions, they aren't nearly as impactful. You don't need to rush the Punisher questline because the Epsilon container is worse than the secure container you already have. Trader rep is always good to get, but with that bonus, you're gonna have enough until way later in the wipe when you're starting to look at tier 4 traders. So it's not something you have to hard focus on immediately. If you don't feel like going to Lighthouse, don't go to Lighthouse, you're good. But with standard accounts, that freedom to a certain extent is removed, because if you don't want to be at a disadvantage relative to other people, well, you have to go do this right now, otherwise you're gonna get left behind. That removal of freedom to do whatever the hell you want to a certain extent is, I think, more frustrating to me than the actual disadvantages that you have as a standard account player. So yeah, trader rep and secure containers can feel suffocating because they kind of force you to go do one specific thing, and that really sucks in a game like Escape from Tarkov, especially since that one specific thing forces you to go to Lighthouse, which is a fate worse than death itself. But I shan't complain about that anymore. If you are watching this right as it came out, I am probably live on Twitch, hopefully. Be sure to drop on by. Otherwise, just thank you so much for watching, especially all the way to the end, and I hope you enjoyed.